Hello, welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Edward Heim, and in today's video, we're going to explore mixing the color green from a couple different yellows and from a couple different blues, and to see what kind of variations we get and why. So without further ado, let's get right to it. Okay, so let's get to mixing some green. So you're gonna see I have 3 yellows and 3 blues. There's obviously more yellow shades and there's obviously more blue shades than this. But for the purpose of this demonstration, this is what we're working with, and more importantly, this is what I have. So this is what we're going to use. So this cad yellow medium has more red in it than this cad yellow light, and this cad yellow light has more red in it than this cadmium lemon does. Same thing with these blues. Ultramarine blue leans more towards the red than the cobalt blue, and cobalt blue leans more to red than the cerulean blue, which is leaning closer to yellow. This cadmium lemon leans closer to blue on a color wheel. What does this mean? From right to left, this is cooler, more blue. Going to left, this is warmer, more red. Same thing here. Leaning left, warmer, more red. Going to the right, leaning towards yellow. And that would be considered leaning more towards the cooler direction in this particular case. So normally when I paint, I use primarily cadmium yellow medium on my palette with ultramarine blue. So you may be already asking yourself, well, if both of these lean towards red and you make a green, won't you have red in your color? And the answer is yes, absolutely. It will tone down the green, it will neutralize it, because green is opposite from red on a color wheel. And when you mix opposite colors, what happens? They start to obliterate each other. So it's going to have a browning, dulling effect. But that's fine though, because when you're painting from real life, you know, the way we see the world is in shades of grays and neutral colors. So that's not really a problem. But if you were going for a cleaner, intense, super vibrant green, I don't know, maybe you're painting an emerald from real life and you have intense, strong light beaming on it and you have amazing highlights that you want to capture, then maybe it'd be more suitable to mix a green from the cooler cadmium lemon and the cooler cerulean blue. And then of course, this would be somewhere in between, cadmium yellow light with a cobalt blue. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna mix these two together and produce a green, see what happens. I'm gonna mix these two together to produce a green and see what happens. And then I'm gonna mix these two together, produce a green, and see what happens. So let's begin. Okay, so first up, cad yellow medium and ultramarine blue. Let's mix them up. Let's see what happens. I have this piece of disposable painter's palette. I figured it'd be good for this type of demonstration. That surface doesn't matter all too much. Okay, so let's take the yellow. I'm gonna go proportionally more yellow than blue. So I'm gonna add much, get a little more, and a little more. Okay, that's a good medium tone green right there. We'll give a good representation of what we're working with. Or maybe go a little more blue. And when I'm doing this, I'm gonna do my best to take equal portions of paint for each green mix, just eyeballing it. Okay. Good enough, I could be here all day doing this. All right, so cad yellow medium, ultramarine blue. It makes green. But you definitely, like that red is definitely having an impact. It's definitely browning this green out. Get this into focus. So let's get that down on the palette, down on the disposable palette, and there we go. So there's a very accurate representation of what happens when you mix those two together. Now let's go to the next step. So we're going to use a cooler yellow, Cad Yellow Light. Let's put that right here. And we're going to grab our Cobalt Blue, which is our cooler blue. So getting away from the red. This blue's going closer to yellow on the color wheel. Kind of wipe clean my little painting knife off. And now we're going to mix these two together. Okay. Right off the bat, big difference. So this is going to have less red naturally in the pigments. So you're going to get a cleaner green. Give that a good mix, make it nice and even. Okay. Check that out. Similar, but different. Very nice green. Very nice green. Very useful, to be sure. Well, both of them are, of course. Okay, finally let's go to the Cadmium Lemon. Tube's on pretty good. I haven't opened it in a while. Got the most useful tools in the world right here for stuck on paint caps. Looks like a nutcracker, but this is for different shaped and sized paint caps. Okay, so let's move that out of the way. We got our Cadmium Lemon, and we have our Cerulean Blue. Let's see what happens when we mix these two together. Cad Lemon. I'm just going to give that a quick stir because there's some oil separation there. And just even that out. Okay, good enough. See what happens when we mix these guys together. What kind of green do we get now? And this is a more vibrant green still, because now we're getting away from the opposite of green, that red. So the less red, the cleaner the green is. The more pure the blue, the more pure the yellow is, the better the green mix will be. Just give that a good mix. we got? Ooh, that's a nice green. Look at that. Let's put that out. Very nice. So, yes, of course you can mix these up however you want, but this was to demonstrate what happens when you go from mixing a green with two primaries that have most of the opposite color in it, in this case red, to the next step, to the final step, which would have the smallest amount. So let's bring this test sheet up, get a better look. So with that side by side, wow, what a difference. This almost looks like an olive green compared to this green. That's like a toxic slime green almost, or some like grasshopper green. I guess that would be very close to cadmium green almost, straight from a pigment. So there you go. So you can never get the red out, so you can keep adding yellow, it would lighten it. But the chroma of this green is more intense because it doesn't have the dulling effect of that red in it. So I hope you can see this. It makes a big difference, big difference. But again, primarily in my painting, I'm using these for my greens. And if I really, really need to go greener, having other primaries to pick from. So yeah, it's a limited palette, but I will ultimately use warm primaries and cooler primaries to get more variation on my colors. And I suppose as some bonus content, I could show you what happens if I mix something like cobalt teal with the cadmium lemon. I have this cobalt teal because that is one difficult color to mix. So feast your eyes on this. I don't even think my phone camera here can pick this up, which makes an awesome green color. Now this is that tropical Caribbean water type of green. That's why I had that tube. I was trying to paint some super intense greens, and I couldn't do it because I needed to make sure I got away from any red pigment. So look at that. Looks like a neon green side by side. Very intense. Really jumps off. Wild green color, very nice. And I do have a tube of phthalo blue or phthalo green, I don't even know. That's another video. I don't want to get too far off topic here, but yeah, I hope this was a nice demonstration of the greens for you. This one was just for fun, again, bonus content. Cobalt teal pigment mixed with cadmium lemon will give you like a fluorescent green like that. Pretty cool, huh? But these are obviously much more natural, more commonly found in nature. If this video helped you at all, I ask that you please subscribe, like, and share. It does help out the channel tremendously, and I do appreciate it. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.